Marge believes what she believes. And no one's going to change that. And so every, like, what do they say? Like a broken clock is right twice a day. I don't think she's going to have any real impact here. I mean, seeing as it was not that long ago that she was tossed out of the Freedom Caucus for calling Lauren Boebert a little bitch.
And welcome back. You're listening to Hysteria, the podcast that controls the weather. That's right. Did you get rain? That was me. Is it too hot? That's me. Is it cloudy? Me again. I did that. Yeah, windstorm, not me. Windstorm, no, not me. That's something else.
Tornado, not you.
Not me, but sunny, cloudy, rainy, that's me. We control that.
The basic four.
Basic four. Yeah, we control that. But not hurricanes. That's way beyond what I can do. Let's talk a little bit about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Speaking of controlling the weather. What's
going on with Marge? She's MTG of this fucking guy fame. Erin, she's been spending some time the past couple of months sort of, I don't know, soft launching her less batshit crazy side, maybe a little bit. Welcome change from the woman who once publicly blamed January's California wildfires on space solar generators funded by Jews.
Wait, space solar generators, wouldn't that just be the sun? Isn't just the sun?
The sun is controlled by Jews.
But okay, how?
Well, Marjorie didn't have the explanation for how. It just is.
Are the Jews sending money to the sun? Are they transferring it? Like, can they go on their banking app and just initiate a transfer? And like,
listen, she had her theories back then, but now, less than a year later, our beloved bleached blonde, bad built butch has turned over a new leaf. Maybe probably not. Of course she has not turned over a new leaf. But recently she did claim that January 6th rioters were actually Antifa, but she's been breaking from the party again. She goes through fits and spurts, but she's been breaking with her colleagues. In July, MTG was the first of her caucus to call Israel's war in Palestine a genocide and humanitarian crisis, as the majority of her party continues to put their full support behind Israel.
Oh, Alyssa, this is another situation. It's a Candace Owens situation, and I'm sorry to keep bringing her up, but like Candace Owens and I are aligned in some ways when it comes to what is happening in Gaza, but we're coming at it from totally different angles. And I feel like
different angles.
And I feel like the same thing is happening with MTG. Like, I am like, wait, what about the humanity and the human dignity and the human beings who live and lived in Gaza? What about the children that are being killed? And then like the other side of it is like, yeah, but the Jews are bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Well, this is where those two things
they're
are
doing
meeting.
That jiggery pokery they like to do.
Well, so it's just, it's kind of like, it's strange bedfellows. Sometimes you end up just being like, okay, do I agree with you or do you agree with me? Either way, this is like a little uncomfortable.
Right. Well, and then things really started heating up last month when MTG and others joined Jeffrey Epstein survivors at the Capitol to demand that Congress vote on releasing the full Epstein files. She went so far as to say she's ready to use constitutional immunity to reveal sex offenders associated with Epstein. And later on CNN, she added, I genuinely do not understand why there has been any effort to hide this and prevent it from coming out. I don't know how anyone in their good conscience can be against letting that information come out.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong.
She's not
Though
wrong.
She always does swerve out of her way to be like, but I'm sure Trump is fine. Like she like we just said about Alex Jones, she wants to break with the party, but she still doesn't want to be in Trump's crosshairs.
Right, but being in Trump's crosshairs is like a politically stupid act if you're somebody like her.
Right.
So I think that she's doing some CYA work to keep herself, cover your ass work, to keep herself from being like completely obliterated from like any chance of being in any inner circle.
Right.
You know what, Alyssa? When I was doing research for a Marjorie Taylor Greene, this fucking guy video, like so long ago. But I remember like trying to get inside her head and be like, what is this person? Like, what is she like? And what I ended up coming up with was like, I think that she is someone who's always been kind of like boring and unremarkable until she figured out how to get attention.
Yeah.
And she realized that she's kind of a savant at getting attention for herself. Like she's really good at it. And not like Nancy Mace is sort of just like completely like a fire hose just flopping around on full blast, right? But I think Marjorie Taylor Greene has a level of, when I say integrity, I mean like she's got some integrity in that her like fucked up moral compass is always pointing.
She believes what she believes.
She believes what she believes, and that her fucked up moral compass is always pointing in the same direction. It doesn't change if there's somebody in the vicinity that like can give her more attention. She still believes what she believes, and she's trying to like move toward that in a way that doesn't endanger her ability to move toward it. So she's like kind of like politically calculating right now.
Is Marge smart?
I think that she's understanding the basics of moving in a principled way. Like she's sort of understanding how to be principled. And again, these are neutral words. These are not me complimenting her. I'm just observing.
We're not complimenting her.
No.
It's just it's interesting to see it all go down.
Well, and I think that it really stands out in a Republican Party that is so deeply unprincipled. I'm thinking about Senator Cassidy, literal medical doctor, who still voted for RFK Jr.'s confirmation and now is like, no, when? What's he doing? Can't believe it.
He told me he wasn't going to do this.
It's like, yeah, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think, is someone who would be like, no, pedophiles do control the world globalist government, and I'm going to find out who they are. Like, she's really, like, I don't agree with her on that, but I do think that there's like I do probably agree with her that there's clearly a massive network of powerful people who protect each other from basically anything. And she's not wrong. I mean, she's broken with Republicans since the federal government shutdown, too. She's demanded an extension of provisions in the Affordable Care Act, which is also a politically smart thing for her to do, considering 2.3 million Georgians signed up for Obamacare from 2014 to 2024. That's one of the highest numbers of any state.
And her own kids' premiums were going to go up.
Her own kids. And she tweeted or X'd. I don't know. That's such a dumb name for a website. She posted, I'm going to go against everyone on this issue because when the tax credits expire this year, my own adult children's insurance premiums for 2026 are going to double, along with all the wonderful families and hardworking people in my district. She also said on CNN, I see the shutdown completely different from maybe my party leadership, and I'm not putting the blame on the president. I'm actually putting the blame on the speaker and the leader soon in the Senate. So she blames the shutdown on Republicans, which is correct.
This, and let's be clear too, she's been trying to get rid of Mike Johnson since the beginning, right? I mean, she tried to oust him in 2024. She would not be sad to see him go. Like, so again, it's true to her compass.
Mm-hmm. She also, she kind of like mildly criticized Donald Trump, but she was criticizing the ICE raids. So that's not necessary. That's like two people removed from him. But she said on the Tim Dillon show, we have a labor force in America across many industries that's been built on illegal labor. That's a fact that also cannot be ignored. Now, she knows firsthand about industries that have been built on illegal labor because she married a guy that owned a construction company and like worked for his company for a long time before they got divorced. Because
That's right.
Yeah, because she was like making out with her like CrossFit
P90X.
Instructor.
Yeah.
I don't know. You should watch that TFG if you haven't watched it already because her story is like kind of wild. But she's right. She is right. Like there has been.
She's right.
Like you remove all of the undocumented people are like it. Of course, we shouldn't need to point this out, but they're so much more important to this country than just their labor. But from a purely bloodless, like economic lens, it is really stupid to try to remove undocumented people because of what they contribute to the economy, just from an economic perspective. So she's not wrong. Alyssa, do you think she's smart? Like, do you think that she's...
No.
What do you think she's doing?
I think that it's exactly what you said. Marge believes what she believes. And no one's going to change that. And so every, like, what do they say? Like a broken clock is right twice a day. This is Marge, you know? She is also, I do think, populist. You know, like I do think that she does see herself. Like I think that she grew up in such a way that she always felt that people looked down on her. And so I think that when she feels people doing that either to her or people who she sees as like her, that she takes up for them. But like, I don't think she's going to have any real impact here. I mean, seeing as it was not that long ago that she was tossed out of the Freedom Caucus for calling Lauren Boebert a little bitch.
Yeah, but that was funny. That was
so funny.
That was funny. Because Lauren Boebert is kind of a little bitch.
Does seem like a little bitch.
I mean, whatever. Like, Beetlejuice hand job. That's like, whatever. If Marjorie Taylor Greene is smart or acting in a way that is smart, which she might be, I think that it would maybe be because she sees the coming end of MAGAism.
Mm-hmm.
Like once Donald Trump is no longer around or like leading things, there is no way that it sticks around. It was completely dependent on his like charisma and like people wanting to show up for him. And I just can't see people showing up to a JD Vance rally.
Oh God! Oh my God! Could you think of anything more boring and horrible?
No. I mean, yes, but I would just need a few minutes.
I mean, pretty bad.
I could come up with some things.
Do you think, keying off exactly what you just said, do you think Marge is thinking about running for president?
I think, no.
You don't?
I think that maybe she might be surrounded by people who are telling her that she should think about it. Because
here's the funny thing she keeps saying over and over again. She keeps saying weak Republican men are afraid of strong Republican women. It feels like she's laying the groundwork for something because she said it over the past couple of years. She says it. She uses that line a lot.
She could also be positioning herself to be like, I don't know. I could see her also like agreeing with Democrats on some things and seeming willing to break with the Republican Party could be, I don't know. Like if there's a wave of different Republicans coming in, if MAGA gets swept out or whatever, then maybe she just won't totally be thrown to the wayside, as some sort of...
Well, the other thing that's funny about her, I watched the interview that she did with Wolf Blitzer a couple days ago. It's kind of wild. I mean, first she I don't want to use the word demure, but kind of. I mean, it was like her whole affect changed. Like the tone of her voice was different. And she was like completing sentences and not shouting. And it's just, the whole thing just feels, I don't know.
Marjorie Taylor Greene has in her life gone through a few big transitions where she has entered new environments and learned how to thrive in those environments and gotten really good at it. And one of the, like P90X, a good example. She was like this kind of mostly stay-at-home mom kind of. And when she got into CrossFit, she got really good at CrossFit. I mean, I've seen her do like chin-ups and they look crazy. So I don't know if I want to, I don't think it's like whatever. But like she got really good at it. And then she entered like being like kind of a right-wing provocateur and she got really good at doing that. And now she's in Congress and maybe she's just like getting really good at being on TV. Like
maybe.
I think that she just kind of is one of those people, again, this is like armchair psychoanalyzing, and I don't have a psychology degree, so I have no ethical standards that I need to apply to when it comes to this. But like, it seems like she's somebody that didn't really have a sense of self for most of her life, and every time she is able to attach to like a new ideology or a new thing to like get really good at, she is all in, and she does get good at it. But like at the same time, she's always kind of like hollow and looking. So it's the nicest thing I can say about her. Hysteria is brought to you by Pregnancy Justice. Do you know what shouldn't be a crime? Having a miscarriage.
But in states across America, anti-abortion leaders are trying to make being pregnant, having a miscarriage, or seeking an abortion a crime. Across the country, they're giving legal rights to fertilized eggs, embryos, and fetuses, which means pregnant people have fewer rights. It gives the police and prosecutors permission to target and jail women for all kinds of behaviors they don't like during pregnancy. What this leads to is more women facing jail time for having miscarriages or abortion. It restricts access to fertility treatments like IVF and means that pregnant people will be more afraid and unable to get the medical care that they need.
These efforts to make pregnancy a crime are not about safety or care, but about control. They're about forcing women back to a time when we could not make basic decisions about our bodies, whether it was to get birth control, get an abortion, or decide when and how we start a family.
In the years since the fall of Roe, we have seen these cases continue to go up. A recent report from Pregnancy Justice, a national organization that defends the rights of pregnant women, tracked over 412 cases across the country, charging women with crimes related to their pregnancy, pregnancy loss, or birth in just 2 years since Roe fell.
Our justice system should be focused on solving real crimes, not attacking pregnant people for their personal healthcare decisions.
Pregnancy justice is fighting for a future where pregnant women are in charge of their own bodies and lives, free from government control and the fear of jail time. We deserve care and compassion, not punishment. Learn more at pregnancyjusticeus.org/notacrime. That's pregnancyjusticeus.org/notacrime.
Hysteria is brought to you by Tovala.
Erin, what's for dinner?
Oh, God. You know what? I was going to ask you first. You know what? That question, what's for dinner? When do you usually get that text, Alyssa, or that call?
Honestly, from my husband, never. He's happy to not eat, but I ask it to myself around 2.
I mean, it's an exhausting question. If you love great food, but you hate just all the decisions that go into cooking or cleaning, listen up, because this just made weeknight meals about 10 times easier. So I got my Tovala oven. I've been cooking with it. I cook the meals. You can order like pre-made meals with it, which are really, really good, super easy to clean up. Like, I cannot believe how easy they are to clean up. But you know what else you can do with the Tovala oven? It's an air fryer. You can use it to toast things and air fry things. The best, like, tofu, like slightly crispy tofu
totally.
I've ever made. It is so good. It is a multi-purpose machine, whether you're somebody who, I mean, some days I don't like cooking, but on days when I have time, like, I really like it. You know?
And for me, the reason I'm excited for my Tovala is that I cook for one so much that it's so much easier and faster than preheating my oven.
Mm-hmm. It is. Tovala is a smart countertop oven and a meal subscription that works together to make cooking effortless. It makes it really easy. Like I said, all you do is you scan the meal's QR code, so you don't even need to like push buttons. You just are like beep. Yeah, it is so space age. It seems like something they would have in like Blade Runner, where it's just like beep, and
it feels very Jetsons.
Yeah, and then you put it in the oven, and it cooks it exactly how it needs to be cooked. It steams, it bakes, it broils automatically. There's no guesswork. You don't have to like set a timer and remember to jump up and change things. You can save up to $300 on the Tovala Start Oven when you order 6 or more times by heading to tovala.com/hysteria using my code Hysteria for a limited time. The meals are chef crafted. They taste just like homemade meals you'd make yourself, just without all the headache. I have to say, compliments to the way it cooks chicken. Like a chicken breast in the Tovala oven is like nice and uniformly moist and uniformly cooked. And you don't have to do the thing where you take it out and you're like, oh, is it done? Like, or you take it out and it's too done.
The end is real done, but maybe the middle is a little not too done.
Exactly. It always gets it right. So I'm a big fan. I'm sure listeners, if you either love cooking or prefer to think about other things, there's a use for the Tovala oven for you. For a limited time, because you are a Hysteria listener, you can save up to $300 on the Tovala Smart Oven when you order meals 6 or more times by heading to tovala.com/hysteria and use my code Hysteria. That's up to $300 when you head to tovala.com/hysteria and use promo code Hysteria. One last time, that's TOVALA.com, and make sure you use my promo code Hysteria for up to $300 off the Tovala Smart Oven. Remember, with Tovala, dinner is taken care of. Hysteria is brought to you by Honeylove. Alyssa, what do you personally like the most about Honeylove?
Erin, I actually love that up until Honeylove, I only wore sports bras because they're comfortable and they didn't give me a backache. But then they became our sponsor and I ordered a bunch of Honeylove, and I love their soft form bra because it's like, look, I'm wearing it today.
Ooh. Well, I don't know what to say that isn't an HR violation, but you look great.
Thank you so much.
You know what? I'm kind of the opposite when it comes to bras. Like, I want to feel like something, like
snatched.
Something is holding me up. Like, I want to feel like a structure. You know, I
get it.
So I don't, like, if I'm just going to work or whatever, I can't just like wear a sports bra. I will feel just completely adrift all day.
I get it. We all have our thing.
But the thing I love about Honeylove is that no matter if you like, you know, just a soft support bra, or if you're like me and you need to feel like a structure, it does both of those things. Like,
something for everybody.
Something for everybody. It is officially cozy season, which means soft sweaters, layered looks, and comfort on every level. And if your bra isn't part of that equation, it's time to change that. If you're still dealing with underwire pokes or bras that feel like body armor, it's time for a serious upgrade. Honeylove makes the best wireless bras that feel like a second skin. They're lightweight, breathable, and designed to work with your body, not against it. Whether you're layering under a tee, slipping into a sweater, or just hanging around the house, their bras give you the right amount of lift without the squeeze, thanks to years of research, development, and testing.
Honey Love's signature support comes from smart design, not stiff wires or bulky padding. It's all the shape and hold you want without any of the stuff you don't. Once you try it, you'll honestly forget you're even wearing a bra. So go ahead, ditch the wires, ditch the digging straps, and give your top drawer the upgrade it deserves. Fall is about leaning into comfort. Why should your bra be any different? Start cozy season off right with a base layer that actually feels as good as it looks. For a limited time, you can get Honey Love on sale. Take 20% off your entire order at honeylove.com/hysteria. Support the show and check them out because your comfort should never be seasonal.
Another thing great about Honey Love, I said I need something that it's like you are supported. You are wearing something that is structured. I think another great thing about Honey Love is you can sleep in it. That's my test of a comfortable
thing. Yep, you've
thing.
always said that. Yep. And I can in my soft form bra.
Yeah, I need something where if the world becomes too much for me, I can just lie down and just fall asleep for a little bit. And then when I wake up, it's back to the horrors. Treat yourself to the most comfortable and innovative bras on earth and save 20% off site-wide at honeylove.com/hysteria. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off, honeylove.com/hysteria. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Experience the new standard in bras with Honey Love.
Hysteria is brought to you by Ritual. Erin, I'm getting old.
What? No, you're not.
Yes,
you're getting young.
I'm getting older. I'm
Okay.
getting older,
Sure,
right?
sure.
Things creak a little bit, body's acting a little bit different. So I had to, a couple years ago, I had to start taking a vitamin. My doctor was like, it's time, you have some deficiencies. And I went on a real journey of vitamins, Erin, because as we all know, I have a sensitive constitution. And now I take Ritual.
Ritual is the obsessively researched multivitamin. Ritual's essential multis have the nutrients most of us don't get enough of from food, all in their clean, absorbable forms. No shady additives or ingredients that can do more harm to your body than good. Also, because you mentioned your sensitive constitution, it doesn't upset your stomach.
It doesn't. And part of my problem was always that vitamins upset my stomach, so I had to take them with food. But I don't eat breakfast first thing in the morning. So it's like all of a sudden you're out the door and you're like, well, oh, geez, I left my vitamin at home.
You know
now
what?
I just take it with my coffee.
I've been so Ritual pilled, literally, that the other week I was out of Ritual. And I was like, oh, you know what? I have these old multivitamins that I can take. I don't know how old they were. And I took one and I almost gagged. I was like,
you burped vitamin the rest of the day.
It was, it's like, I'm so accustomed to the luxurious experience of taking Ritual that now if I have to take anything else, I'm like, ugh.
What do you do without the minty essence?
I get upset. That's what I do. Their Essential for Women 18 Plus multi contains 9 key nutrients in 2 delayed release capsules designed for optimal absorption per day. Ritual even conducted a university-led clinical trial for their Essential for Women 18 Plus multivitamin to assess its efficacy. The results, it increased vitamin D levels by 43% and omega-3 DHA levels by 41% in just 12 weeks. I got to say, going into the dark season,
we need all we can.
Vitamin D for sure.
Instead of striving for perfect health, aim for supporting foundational health. Get 25% off your first month only at ritual.com/hysteria. Start Ritual or add Essential for Women 18 and over to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/hysteria for 25% off.
And welcome back. You're listening to Hysteria, the podcast for people who personally got Hilaria Baldwin booted off Dancing with the Stars. We control the weather. We control Dancing with the Stars.
It was so good.
We got her kicked off. Alyssa, I wasn't following it all this season. Were you following?
I have enjoyed this season a lot because it's got some of my secret lives of Mormon wives on it. And so I have watched Dancing with the Stars for the first time in the 20 years it's been on, or however long. But Hilaria was objectively just not good.
It's so interesting because she was a ballroom dancer when she was young.
I don't know. She just didn't.
Before she was Spanish, she was a ballroom dancer.
She might have given it up.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, she. Oh my God. So I've seen the postmortem of her being kicked off and her being really emotional in interviews, and she's really, really devoted to the shtick, isn't she?
She is. And Caroline is saying that she was good. I didn't like her. I didn't think, fine. Maybe she was fine. She was no Whitney Levitt. Let's put it that way.
I think she was saying that people were bullying her. she got bullied off the show. And it's like, well, that's a funny way of putting the fact that you just got voted off the show. You got voted. You got voted off the show. Nobody bullied you, but whatever. I also found it funny that her accent is still kind of like making cameos sometimes. Her Spanish accent.
Cucumber. How you say cucumber?
How do you say in English? It's like, oh my God. Okay. Now let's get to Sani Petty. I sent you a text this week. No, I sent you a text this week the second I found out about this news. And I wanted to like give you a chance to talk about this person and how much this person meant to you.
Diane Keaton.
Yeah, Diane Keaton. Your hairstylist, I think, also texted you.
We did because see, I tried to fix it a little bit today. I have loved Diane Keaton forever. I love every movie she's ever done, but her movie Baby Boom especially was, Erin, I must watch it once a week. When we would be really tired in the White House and coming back from a long foreign trip, we would always watch it in the staff cabin on our way under a blanket, eating like probably the first real meal we'd had all week. And I just always felt like she was the kind of vibes. I'd say if I needed to channel if there were two people in Hollywood who I'm like, if I could be like any two people, I think it's Diane Keaton and like Frances McDormand. They always seemed very true to themselves. They always like hold up other people and like want to see other people be successful. And I was really sad. I was sad to say goodbye. She's sad to say goodbye, like we were friends. Just as someone, like you grow up watching them, and it was like when I was little and Lucille Ball died and I cried for a week. I just felt really sad.
Oh,
and she's my hair inspo.
She is from, she was like born and raised in the neighborhood where I currently live in LA.
Really?
Yeah. In Highland Park, which is like, it's big, so you can't like find me, but it's like, she was born and raised in Highland Park. Same with Billie Eilish. We're just a star factory.
Very interesting neighborhood.
Yeah. But yeah, I listened to an old interview that Terry Gross of NPR's Fresh Air did with her. And it was from like when she made Marvin's Room in the late 90s. Yeah. I think that sometimes my impression of her, like my memory of her, was her, the comedy actress from like the later part of her career when she was playing this kind of almost like slapstick emotional person.
Right,
she
like,
was very,
phew!
yeah, very like yelling and like overwhelmed. She was always like very effective and like warm and inviting in those roles and stuff. But like listening to this interview with Terry Gross, she's not that I didn't think she was smart, but like she was so introspective, and it was like,
thoughtful.
she thoughtful. She was just like very, easy to talk to, it seemed like, but also like cared a lot about doing good work and was just analytical, and she just had insightful and funny things to say. And I just think she was just and also like I was looking at I don't know, I've been served all these like Golden Bachelor content related things, and like all the ladies look like they went to a plastic surgeon and they were like, make me look like a porn star from the 90s. You know what I mean? And like Diane Keaton was such an icon in like aging gracefully and beautifully, with such like class. And I think that it's a loss just to women too, to see someone who is so accomplished and good at what they do, and also who aged so well and gracefully. Alyssa, do you have a Sani or a Petty in addition to this?
I just had a quick Sani since it's spooky season. I read an article in the Washington Post about this lovely man whose name was Christoph Wagner, who for years has been scouring Texas thrift stores for children's Halloween costumes, because when he moved from an apartment into a house and started getting trick-or-treaters years ago for the first time, he noticed that some kids didn't have like very fun, exciting costumes, and he just thought that every kid does that like deserve to have like a super great Halloween. And so this year he has over 2,000 costumes, and parents can go shopping in his little Halloween costume warehouse for free. They have a section for dogs and kids, and he like repairs all the costumes and cleans them. And it's like, I don't know, it's like in a world where humanity is at question, I mean, he just does it because he wants people to be happy. And I thought that was lovely. And so thank you, Christoph Wagner.
That's really cute. I read that story too, and it's like,
it was great.
That's so nice. I don't know. Like, rarely do you read something and you're like, that's so nice.
Like, what does he get out of it? He gets nothing out of it, you know?
Yeah.
He just, it makes him happy, and he likes to see the kids trick or treat, and I think that's wonderful.
That's great. I have a petty before my voice completely goes.
Ooh, what's your petty?
Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau sitting in a tree, K-A-S-S-I-N-G. And by tree, I mean yacht. Yuck! I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's what I'm doing.
I don't know. I feel like Katy Perry lost her marbles after Hillary Clinton lost in 2016, and she's been trying to look for her marbles ever since.
And she left what was last of them up in space.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Justin, don't do it. All right. All right. That's all the time we have for this week's episode of Hysteria. Alyssa Mastromonaco, thank you for being my ride or die. Listeners, we love you so much. If you want to get in touch, hysteria@crooked.com. We love hearing from you. Thank you for sticking with me for this episode of me being sick and foggy and barely there mentally. I think I'm going to lie down after this. And there will be more Hysteria for you next week.